Hello, everybody, and welcome to Realtime podcast. The beautiful Mildred is in the house.
Yeah.
Vivian is in the house. We have Kenato,
Yes.
Alan, Linda,
Oh.
and It's amazing to be back. This is the first episode we are shooting this year, and I saw it twice to start with my friends, and it kind of like round up our topic today because we are discussing friendship. Yeah, so we'll be sharing our tips to navigating the modern day friendship because I've realized that there are a lot of industries that support people to be a better parent, to be a better sibling, to be a better wife, but there's no industry to friendship. And if you look at it, it's a very important matter in the society because we find people drifting into mental health issues and basically mental health issues due to not being a proper friend or lacking proper friends. So we'll be sharing tips and secrets on how to be better friends. But first, before we start there, we'll have to know how our week has been and what stood out. And we'll start with Gerald.
Hi guys. My week has been busy. The holiday ended fast. That's what I can say. Yeah, it started on Tuesday and suddenly it's over.
For context, he's speaking about the half-term holidays. It's going to drop a bit late. So, the watu wajua naongelelea holiday gani. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's been fairly busy. But I'm glad I've been able to be part of the team today. Yeah, what stood out maybe was the one venture within the ministry that we picked on starting to work podcast or something, but this one is more spoken word. There's something that we built on it and I saw it had fruition. Think about yesterday, that is what stood out for me. Yeah.
Linda?
My week has been okay. I thank God. And what stood out for me this week? My week has been just there, not okay. Sorry. I think this week I got the chance to go back home. So it was like just a repeat of what happened in December. So we were passing through every stop that we were. And it was just like reminiscing of what really happened when we buried mom. So yeah, Friday and Saturday was the whole journey through. And I think I was just having the same memories through. Yeah, so the whole week has just been just thinking about mom through. Yeah.
My week niko fiti. From Monday kwenda chuo tena kwenda job. Yeah, but nimekuwa tu fiti.
Work has been okay. Linda, not at something?
Yes, my week has been fine also because my sister was around. Yeah, my sister was around. She came visiting, and tukaenda huko nyumbani, so it has been fine. At least wiki sijatumia pia pesa yangu. Wow, shots fired.
Shout out to me. Yeah.
Kiangu imekuwa fiti man.
What's good?
Kitu different. Kitu different ni kuamka 7:30. Kwa nini kuamka 6? Wale songesha tena kuingia shule from 7 to 8. Watu walikataa. Today hawezi amka 6 uende shule saa 1. So sasa hivi tunaenda shule 8. At least na have 30 minutes ahead. Yeah.
Interesting. We used to wake up at around 5 while we were still in primary, and you
Primary na high school yamke 5 sote.
yeah, still is another tough. Nice.
Me also, my week has been okay. Just being a late comer that I am to my workstation. So yeah, so I've been enjoying my sleep, but not much because this week I've been doing my laundry. Way, wa mama. Nimeamka kachama tanioshea maguo. So I'm doing bits of my laundry. I'm doing them in season. So episode 1, I wash white shirts. The next day, blue shirts. Yeah, so that has been my week. And what stood out is that we still have amazing people in this world. For example, was it? It's on Thursday. I think it was on Thursday. I was just going to work randomly, and V gave me lunch.
Hey, amazing people.
Amazing people still Yeah, she gave me lunch, cooked lunch from home.
Wow.
So yeah, I really appreciate that. That was stood out for me. What was really work? Kenna.
My God, that's amazing. I love that. My week has been fine. I thank God for His grace and mercy. Though the sun is shining, and somebody asked you, how are you staying inside the house? It's so hot.
Too hot.
It's too hot inside the house. Do you stay there inside the house?
The question is, how do they stay outside?
Outside.
It's too hot outside.
That is what I was telling you. I can't even go outside. It is blazing outside, but we thank God for everything that we are going to happen throughout the week. There is nothing huge or big that I've seen throughout the week, but I'm still trusting God for many big and great things. My week has been just fine.
Amazing.
What stood out?
The birthdays of the sun.
Not the one. Yesterday I prayed for clouds to come,
Oh.
and the clouds just came when I was going outside.
You're a prophet. You remember that
I love that. But I prayed. Some days I always pray one day and then the rain comes. But hey, Mekawia, nimeomba
Was
man.
it the shape of a fist?
Yeah, just to be sure you're coming.
They were just
I think you should pray for Monday. Vivian.
Well, hi guys.
Hi.
My week has been fine. I've been feeling like my week is that week of hanging in there. So I'm hanging in there, and I thank God that He's given me appetite this week. I'm really grateful. And what stood out for me this week is just the way we keep on reading Ephesians 3:20. I think it's a very normal verse to every one of us, but that verse has rung in my head repeatedly this week. And the Lord will do exceedingly and abundantly. Even if the seasons don't look like it, and even if sometimes I think because of the things that we face we limit God, but He's unlimited. The way we always get happy when we hear that we're being given 1 hour unlimited GB or something job. He's not limited. He is not limited to any aspect or sphere of our life. I think that is what stood out for me this week. Oh, and I was very happy to see Mimi. That's why I do it.
the twin. They are sitting together.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Mildred. Thank you for having me. Forward, super grateful that I'm here today. My week has been pretty mind engaging. It's been pretty full of bad thoughts. My sister and I are going through a season right now, and we take it one day at a time. So for this week, I was really happy to be back for one, and I hadn't seen her in a while. Yeah, and for one, when I saw her for one, I was pretty happy because at least she gained a bit of weight. The last time I was here, Thank God for all of you. You guys have been keeping her good company. You guys have been working with her in this season, and I'm more than grateful for that. May God keep blessing all of you. May God keep meeting each and every one of you at your point of need. Yeah, so my highlight of the week majorly is when we went to take flowers to our mother's grave. Yeah, that's what we did majorly this week. So other than reuniting with all of you, and also for me today, where I came to church, I just wanted to thank God. It's my journey with God has been shaken a bit, but I really wanted to come to church today because for me it still feels like Thanksgiving. I'm still happy that I got to meet all of you all at once, especially when we were going through a really tough season, and I'm grateful for all of you. Yeah, so for me, my highlight this week is that I get to meet all of you again, but in a different space, in a different environments, and it's for me it's more of Thanksgiving. Yes, so that's it for me. Yeah, and thank you guys for being such good friends to our family. We are more than grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One thing I love about you guys is that you're always there for each other. And I kind of like envy that. Mimi na sister yangu tukipatana kwa wengine nilisema mlichagua sisters wala. God gave you the opportunity to choose your sisters. But I thank God for the both of you and for the friendship that you both share. You kind of like teach us another dimension how to relate with our siblings. Yeah. And today we're talking about friendship, and I know all of us who are seated at this table, let's just make it clear. Am I your friend, Gerald? Indonesia, see, am I your friend? Maybe we are acquaintances.
I've been sitting in the middle.
You're at my right hand.
You are right. I'm your friend.
Oh, thank you.
Depending now on my explanation of friendship.
Oh, what is your
Hold that thought. Am I your friend? Hold that thought. And I know me and Lila are official.
No. You have to.
We made it clear, man.
Yeah,
How
we
was
are friends. It was official.
All right.
officially friends?
He actually asked
Each other.
yes.
He knelt down.
Yes, and said, "Will you be my friend?"
Do you consider? My question was supposed to be: do you consider everybody in this table your friend?
Yes.
Linda.
Yes.
Alan.
I want to make it officially now from today henceforth, or in the past.
I consider you all my friends. Keda.
You are not all my friends.
No.
I only have, in this setup, only have 2 friends
Vivian.
in my life.
Me? I think I have like
You're not sure?
yeah, that's our acquaintances. We meet, we laugh, we talk, but so yes, that aspect of me knowing even when you stay, I'm glad.
Okay. Anyway,
Definition of context.
Wamesema wote tu walidecide one year.
Friendship is such a heavy word.
Yeah.
It's such a huge word. And for you to say this is my friend, they literally need to know if your thoughts, like they need to know the innermost you. So for me, I'm open to making new friends. I'm at that stage in life whereby I'm looking forward to make more meaningful friendships. So for me, I'm open to making new friends. So if you ask me, is everyone my friend? Probably not yet.
But
It's not a no for me.
you're on the
It's
track.
not yet, yes.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of friends in all of you.
when I grow up, I
But
just
some
want to
of
be
you,
like you.
but some of you are family too. Yeah.
Amazing. You see, it kind of like saved me from what will happen earlier, because I was supposed to say that, you know, all of you are my friends, Nini, but we need to like put clear boundaries about friendship, because it's such a heavy word. And there's no shame in being an acquaintance, there's no shame in being a church friend, there's no shame in because there's no...
You're defining, you're really not going in the good direction.
Yeah, I was saying there's no reason why I should say that I'm a friend in front of the cameras yet. Kind of like not talk beyond church. To be talking interrogate, we don't talk, but I kind of like talk to most of you, so I consider most of you my friends, and some of you my acquaintances, and some people kind of like have a history when I call someone an acquaintance. Some of you know that. They didn't understand that term. An acquaintance is, it's not a bad person. You're not my enemy. We are friends, but on certain level.
Or maybe
Also,
the person considered you their friend, but you did not consider them.
that's the thing. Not everyone meets your qualifications of a friend. I might consider you my friend, but you don't think I'm your friend. But other than that, it's okay to have different categories of friendships simply because not all your friends will fulfill all your needs, because that means you will burden one person with everything. Yes, that's why sometimes you have spiritual friends, you have fun friends, you have therapy friends. Not all of them are supposed to be in one box, because if they end up all of them being in one box, that means you'll be burdening one person with everything. And the only person who should be burdened with everything is God.
Both of you said the same thing that I really am not sure about. You said that maybe they considered me a friend, and I don't know how that works, because when you're friends, then it's a mutual thing.
No, can I tell you something? The thing about friendships is, what might be bare minimum for me, to you might be the whole world.
Yes.
You get? So it could be, when you call me, I'm there for you. Could be, when you need something, I'll be there for you. I might create a safe space for you. So you consider me your friend. But to me, that is for me not a measure of friendship. For me, that's a bare minimum. That's what I expect of every human being that I associate with.
I love the diversity.
She has brought in another important word, safe space. Yes, very important when defining friendship.
Yeah.
So when, if you consider someone your safe space, that person you consider them your friend, but maybe they don't consider you their safe space. So the friendship is not mutual. It's not both ways. And so that type of friendship where you consider you are the one always giving out or on the receiving end, but the other person just finds you as a baggage. They find you as somebody who is always pouring, always.
Will you call that a friendship?
And that is not, for me, that is not friendship.
But you see now, the thing is, to the other party, they might because you don't complain, it feels like you are their friend. You see, like those people, that's why even, let's say you want to vent to your friend, you have to find out if your friend has the capacity in that moment to receive what you're giving. Because probably they're also dealing with something, but they're just too kind to tell you, I'm not in that space. So you'll just be burdening them. You ever seen those people, probably after meeting you, they just be like, I wish I didn't go. But they had a good time in that space. Yeah, just that mentally they were not at the best place.
I beg to differ a little bit. I think when I have reached a place where this person is my friend and I'm a friend to this person, there is no limit to what I'll tell you. There is no, I won't gauge how much to give you, thinking that it might burden you. Because that time, there's a time I need just an outpour. That is why it is the friend becomes a safe space for me. For me to maybe unburden some of the things that I'm going through, especially mental, psychological, or even spiritual. So I think if you have a friend, he becomes all around. He becomes spiritually a spiritual friend. He becomes a physical friend with physical needs, like something like that. And so I won't consider having many friends for different categories. Yes, that if I'm feeling burdened, I go to this one. If I'm feeling broke, I go to the other one. If I'm feeling, today I need to eat, but here we go. They are friends for like
How much apart? Every friend group lazima kuwa na a sponsor. That's our sponsor. Most of it. That's always our sponsor.
I think I've gone through the one-sided friendship. Yeah, I've had a friend who keeps on coming to tell me things, but I've never gotten comfortable telling them my problems. So they always kept on coming, but I was just there listening. But for me, I didn't really, we used to talk, used to meet and have fun, but I didn't consider them as a friend. So we were just there hanging out. But in the moment where I am pushed to the corner, when I look for somebody to share with, they will not be the first choice. So yeah, it can happen.
And this thing has made me just reflect on something. There's a time I think I thought I had friends. Have you ever been with people you thought were friends, and then as you slowly grow with them, they become acquaintances?
Not acquaintance.
Okay, may I ask you something? Were you sure of your place in their lives?
Now,
He was growing up.
yes.
Yeah.
This is something. It popped up in a memory. Ilikuwa kitambo kidogo. Before now, I could define it. That is what made me now come to the realization. Okay, friends need. How are we now? Sasa hapo it made me become greedy. Okay. Vile unaanza kuwa greedy, utafuta friends.
Yeah.
How are we helping one another?
Yeah.
Now it came to that consideration because ndio amesema one-sided, nikakumbuka okay, this group sasa mmoja ilipanga zile za groups haikuwa ile at one friend. Hilo unajua hizi is involved.
Yes, more.
Then you realize as people are growing, responsibilities zinakuja. Hii mbogi haisongi na una expect.
And that's okay.
And then you realize that you just become good friends wa kugoteana.
And that's
But
okay
now,
because
you can't engage them
on a
on
different
a
level.
deeper level.
Yeah, that's okay because it's been a mystery. Friendship is a mystery that hasn't been hacked for quite a long time, and the little bits of insight that are found in friendship. One of them are it's okay to have friends for seasons. Let that sink. Let that sink. Let that sink. Let that sink. Because we kind of like don't understand when sometimes you have to grow friends, and mostly in your 20s, you like an example.
There's no age limit.
There's no age limit, but the reason why I'm saying mostly in your 20s is because when you're young, you do not know yourself. So you start learning about yourself in your teenage life. And in your teenage life, you make a lot of friends due to certain settings. We are in the same class. We share the same goals to pass exam. Yeah, there's some, we have interest in football.
So that's what I wanted to say. You see, not all friends come from you choosing them.
Yeah.
At times you find yourself in circumstances depending on your environment.
Yeah.
But also remember that quality of friendships also depend on how we were brought up.
Yeah.
It depends on the environment that you grew up in. It depends on the things that affected your life. It depends on the things that affected you mentally. Those are the things that build you to who you are today, and those are the things that will quantify you in a category of friendship.
So for me, I won't quantify those as friends. I would say they are acquaintance, because we have met in class and we keep on vibing together.
Yes.
So
There's that, but
yeah.
the reason I'm saying that is that some people you connect on another level. You are friends, you're basically friends, and then when you reach after high school, you still continue to be friends. But as you continue to grow up, you realize that probably they have a work or they have another life. You kind of like grow apart. People grow up. There are some things that I may hold as my value right now, but 10 years from now it will change. So people grow up, and as you grow, you outgrow some friends. It doesn't mean now they were your acquaintances, they were your friends at some point.
They were your friends.
Yeah,
For
but
that
now,
season.
for that season.
Yes.
And then now you outgrow them.
'Cause
But
also-
it doesn't mean that they are your enemy now.
Because also, there are still those friends, let's say, still in the classroom, you will have a lot of acquaintances, but you might end up having a friend for life.
Later, yeah.
For life.
From the acquaintance.
Yes.
So I agree.
The thing is, you start from, so first of all, the first thing that brought you
Yes.
guys together was your environment.
Yes.
Then academics put you together.
Yes.
Then you had shared goals in academics.
Yes.
Then after that, you start looking at, well, as you grow up, remember you're growing up together, then you start understanding that other person the way you are understanding yourself. So some of you, so it's in that process that you might end up going your separate ways, or you might also still stick together. Yeah.
So can you say time affects friendship?
Yes.
And affects
Yes.
friendship?
Yes, it
Because-
does.
Affect friendship, some friendship.
No, all
It
of them.
defines.
them.
It defines.
It defines.
Yeah.
There's somebody who said this, I was listening to a podcast, I don't know her name, but she said, if time and distance affect your friendship, then they were not really your friends.
Of course.
If time and distance affect your friendship, then they were not really your friends.
No, but look at it.
In fact,
no, for me.
If they walked away, they were not your
For me, in this
That is the
sense,
thing.
for me, I'm looking at time when the kind of time he's talking about, not the one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
just
For me, when I say time, we mean how long have we been together? For how long have we been, relating to each other? This one you're talking about is either I'm away from you for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Will you still consider me your friend? That's a very different thing from have we been together for this long? Are we still considering each other friends? Like how are we moving through the years? So that means, let's say we were in our 20s, then we are in our 40s. We are friends, but we are in different levels of friendship.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of
different.
like growth.
So for me, in that aspect, time affects friendship because the older we grow, the more different we become.
Now, the older you grow, and if your value also changes, then now your friendship is affected. But you can grow older, but still share the same values, and you can maintain friendship. So
You do know that you don't have to share the same values to be friends.
yeah, and it brings up another point. We will get into it later, but first, let's come back on earth. We are in heaven.
We are not in heaven.
To Rudy ground. So let's kind of like break up this friendship because when I first got into this chat or this group of friends, I met already Kenna, Vivian, and they were a trio. Yeah, like you will never see
When you
Kenna
say
without.
it's what happened?
They still are.
No, you've joined the group.
Oh,
So it was a trio.
It was a trio. Yeah. You will never see Linda without Kenna and Vivian. You'll never see Vivian without Kenna and Linda. You'll never see Vivian. You made you confused. The probability continues. The probability. Yeah, it continues. So, would you like to share how you met, Kwanza? Because I'm interested, all of the three of you. Decide who's going first.
That is spoken in our
Yeah.
If you're in this friend group, you also have a voice.
Yeah. Thank you.
How we met?
Yeah.
just like
I
those.
think I joined this church in 2018. May.
So I came here before you.
When you engage, you remember when you engage.
Do you know there's someone I saw today in church? Sorry, I digress. There's someone I saw today seated at one of the front rows. I saw that person. He used to be so thin. At one block. Wow. Good.
An online podcast.
So when I came, I think, to this church, I was that kind of person who comes to church and runs back to my bed. But I think I used to see Linda, but I was thinking to myself, this girl, like she looked like she was tough.
She still looks so I don't know.
She has a tough exterior.
Yeah. So as a greeting, I was always they'll always see her. But I think I don't even remember when we started talking. together with Lila, but I usually had everyone Chiabi. So I was like, okay, she has a nice nickname.
I'll be shocked that's her name.
And I think, how I met Ken. No, there was one day, I think I was from home with my maize. Then I kept it for like 2 months because I don't like. Push on me.
Yes.
Yeah, I like sifted maize.
So you're making it clear.
Just so they know. Just so they
Yeah.
know.
So when I was out there airing my maize, and then this guy comes, he's like, "Hi, why does your maize have tooths?"
No, she's the one. I asked her, what are these things in between your maize? Instead of telling me with English, she mixed it with the Luo and added S in between. So it became toots.
It sounds more English than this.
So that's how we meet, and I think we get to have some conversations and with him. Like from the word go, we usually we could even talk, I think, for 3 hours non-stop. Yeah.
Continue.
You should have started broadcasting alongside me.
So that,
Just so you know, we have 3 more hours to go. He hasn't spoken.
so there were times I think I would look forward to meeting him. He was from work, I was from school, I used to study at KC. So we'd meet and talk all the way home and take him and come back. We are still talking, and then I would take him back, and then it's like, now it's getting late, we have to stop it.
Taking each other.
Yeah. But I think along through the line of ministry, I got to know Linda. She has such a beautiful soul. I think I just have people who exude a lot of kindness and yeah, like even when we were at she reminded me of a recent thing. We were at our home and everyone, we were busy there laughing at our house help, and she went brought her mattress and a blanket. And me, I was like, I'm here laughing at her because my mom has just talked to her badly, and Gina was like, no, let me get her blanket. And I was like, okay, I felt bad. It is her that thought of the blanket and the mattress, and me, I was here laughing at the house help. So she really has a beautiful heart. Yeah, they are one of those people who can, she's one of those people who can make your day out of something that she simply just does. It can be a simple act of bringing you tea, but it will just make your day. Yes.
Or even a call.
Or even a call. Yeah. Checking up on you.
Why don't you call me this
And
way?
giving me
And some family got
So in the point of getting to know each other, there was a time I was really broke, and she comes there one morning with 1,000 gold. She gives me this one. I really felt like that was a million. You know, that day when I went to pray, I was crying. I was like, God, why did you just bring forth such a beautiful person in my life? It was not because of the money, but it was just the beauty of her thinking that I needed that at that time. And
had you told her about it?
She really touched my heart. I never told her, I just told her thank you.
Like I'm asking, when she brought you the money that woman, had you let her know that you needed help or anything?
Not really, no. It was just a hard season for me. And that day when she gives me that money, I'm like, no, I even refused the money at first. I was like,
the reason why I'm asking is because it means you guys are like really well connected in a way that someone is able to sense your pain without you speaking about it, and I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah. So I think it is last year when we got to connect on another level. Like things just went so fast, and we got to know each other on another deeper level. Yes, that is with Linda. Yes, and I think I got to know more about her, who she is, and I love that she's very firm with her words, and she does not commit.
20 seconds.
She does not. No. Calm down.
We are going to finish the podcast.
Just a minute.
We are
So,
coming back to the top.
Okay.
Not following.
All right.
Yes. She's a a present friend, and I love that she loves the world too.
Oh.
And we are still getting to know each other more. And we are still the tribe. And I think for Kiana, we really got to connect on a deeper level, I think in 2020. We used to love hanging out around in church a lot. And I don't know, we used to call each other besties from 2019. Yes, it was always my bestie. He's also one of the people who dashed me money. There was one day he gives me 100 bob and I smile every time. I'm like, wow.
God,
You know, by the way, there's a season in your life, you can always be even like you are in campus. Yes, I was depending on my mom to send me money and all that. So she'd send me 500 and be like, see you next week. And so you know you have to plan. If I eat lunch today, I can't eat supper. Because that lunch that I've eaten was supper. So up
Your mother is
I cannot lie. So if someone will think in their mind to give you like money, even if it's 100, it will come. It seems like you have been thrown into the world of being independent and budgeting for yourself and having it all in your mind. So I think that's when we also got to be friends, to be more friends. Yeah.
I think you are like people who give you money, you know, they become more your friends. So if you want to be a friend,
that's
open
It is not about money.
we get it.
Yeah, it's
It's
about
about money.
the kindness
And also I love that he has a really kind heart.
Yeah.
A lot of jokes, but he's a very serious guy. And that he loves the world.
Next.
Linda, your side of the story.
Linda.
He's a gentleman.
Use the obvious one.
Yeah, next to you.
He's a gentleman.
Ladies first.
Yes.
Yes, Linda.
Kenna was an acquaintance. I used to see him in church here. I think kitambo sana. Nilianza kuingia church 2009.
I know.
Yeah,
we are very old church members.
Yeah.
So I used to come see Kenna, inaishia hivyo.
Tonight kulikuwa na mic kanisa. Sorry.
I remember we met June 1st when we were pretty young. He was very tiny that time.
Yeah.
When we used to make tea up there,
Yeah.
this place was not even tiled yet. The house is up there. Yeah.
I think the episode
The hostel.
June was very slender. Not by words. Haya si maneno yangu.
But he's grown over the years.
Yeah.
I like that he still loves the Lord the same way he did back then when we were pretty young. He's grown in his ministry. And I like seeing how much growth, even family-wise.
So yeah, ikafika point even Kenna was teaching me keyboard nikahepa.
One of those students.
Alianza na Amazing Grace nika give up. So yeah. So yeah, I used to see Kenna for long, but I would say our friendship, we got way closer to 2023. Yeah, 2023 coming Aisha. I think it was just, this friendship is God ordained. Amen.
Bora usituombe.
I think I have one.
Yeah, so I didn't know, actually I didn't know Vivian through Kenna. I don't know how I knew. No, yeah. she used to come to media. Alikuwa anapenda kukaa tu pale, alafu anaenda. Nasikia tukanaambia, "So join media, ama unataka kujoin praise and worship?" Then I go like, bado sija decide.
But then you go
So,
welfare
yeah.
that time.
Ulikuwa welfare.
I need to strategy between comrade lazima angalie kesho breakfast. So
So yeah, so I think from there, she coming up there, just staying with us. Ndio sasa Jimmy started teaching her. Ndio from there we just started building your communication through, and then the fact that sasa they were friends with Kennedy, they would get to like just be close, and year 2023 hapo ndio we got closer pia na yeye, and we started the journey. I think journey, the friendship now, we started just praying together, doing things pamoja. It started na hiyo just the spiritual part, and then from there it flowed through to where you stay, what you do, vitu kama hizo, getting to know you personally. Yeah, I can say that.
Sorry, there's something I just need to add. So for me, I wasn't even aware of their friendship. The trio you knew, for me, it took me a very long time to know about this trio. But for the first time, I heard my sister speak so beautifully of her friends that I was interested in knowing them. Yeah, because for me, my sister never used to be such an open person. She's never been very. But for me, even me knowing my sister missed me, I used to know it through my mother. You know, me and my mom were also bestie. It's actually like, Linda, miss. I'm like, Mona niambi.
That's the love.
Yeah. So it's in that season. So she was like, I have these friends who taught me to be actually a friend, in the sense that they taught me to be open in a way that I never was before. They taught me what vulnerability means, and that it's safe to be vulnerable. Yeah. That's how I know about them. And I, of course, I always heard about them. Then now, later on, with that, now what happened in our lives? Because I'm not normally around, so I don't get to be so much in their lives. But also, let's say the first time my mom got sick, that's the first time I actually knew someone used to spend time in the hospital with my sister when I'm not there. And that was V and Kena, Wanachenjiana. Yeah, so there's no moment in time my sister was in hospital alone. At all. And for me, that gave me so much peace. I was like, even if I'm not there, she found siblings and other people. For me, that felt really nice. Yeah, because most of our lives, it's always been also three of us, my mom, my sister, and I. Yeah, most of our lives was always that trio. So it felt nice whenever she would tell me that these friends of us that one and upon a mom. Because even before then, I believe you guys had been home before. Mama kapika. My mom
wakakula chapo. Na walijua chapo na tupigia wipe.
Kwanza wanasema aje?
Sijui nani texted me. Kindly add the coconut. Because you know, my mother used to be such a very friendly person. Literally, she was such a friend to even our friends. You wouldn't even think she has her own friends. Because for her, it was just a matter of be happy, there's nothing else. Just be happy. If you've seen the worst of life, the least you can do is just to be happy. So whenever you find joy, by all means, go through it.
Bless your heart. Najua 20 seconds.
Oh, great. But then, guys, I have to appreciate you.
Yeah, give them their flowers.
You deserve your flowers. I wish I had my flowers. These guys deserve their flowers. I know when time is right, I'll do them justice. But let me tell you, that time my mother passed, if there are people who stuck by our side, I know all of you guys do. But you know, even after the burial and everything, they stayed with us through all those days, because just to make it easier for us to go through them. Because they understood that we were home, yes, but sisi hatukuwa tumelelewa ushago, so tumezoeana na watu hivyo. We are not used to them. So it's like we're also still more visitors than kwetu. Because remember, even when our mother died, Ali have kujengewa kwanza hata before aziko. So you can imagine place amna your permanent home. It means you guys are never permanently there. Yeah, so just them going through all those days with us, because the Igbo culture is we bury your mother, you can't leave the room for a number of days. All that time they stuck with us. They made it lighter, they made it a lot easier. They prayed with us, just cracked jokes with us. I remember that Sunday after the burial, Kenna had to go to church and come back. I was like, I'm craving for pizza. Pizza in Kolunje. Imagine you shall go with pizza.
The first man there.
Guinness is watching. If this was record is watching.
Yes, my dear. The first man in Semeko Lunje with a pizza.
It was like, these guys are going through something. They just, and I didn't even tell him. I was like, I'm craving pizza. He's like, let me go find out. And imagine he did. And for me, it felt really nice. Because personally, not all my friends supported me during that season that I was going through. So for me, so even when we're talking about friendships today, I know I have friends I can count in one hand. Yeah.
Amazing. And also in the spirit of giving flowers, also I love to give Freddy his flowers because he was also behind the camera.
Freddy!
No, wait! More than your flowers, Freddy! Give him computers.
Check guy.
And cameras. No, and then you guys don't know what you guys did. The whole band, the whole praise and worship team. We've never had so much peace, so much love, so much joy experience in one setup. And the most beautiful part of everything, what was your coca?
Yes!
Hey, what was your coca? Literally, for me, that was the most beautiful. But like, it's just that I can't give each and every person their flowers one by one. But let me tell you, everyone played such vital roles in our lives that I wish you guys knew. Do you guys even know, like, before my mom died, Reverend Benson was there.
Yeah.
He prayed with her that evening before everything went dark. He was there. Like, all of you guys did such amazing things for us.
And that is why I always say, speaking how we met, in the hardest moments, that is when you know your friends.
True.
They are very countable. They are very few. They are not the people you are walking with all the time. It's your movie.
Yeah.
But in the darkest moment, it's when you know who somebody will come out whom you never even considered your friend.
Yeah.
But they are the people who become your friend.
Yeah.
And so I think friendships are forged in the fire.
Yeah.
True friendships are forged in the fire. And so that is the same way. I don't think we met. I always knew Linda as a very hardy person. And to learn about her, every day it just blows your mind away. You think, oh, Linda is a human being. She can text you. You know, Linda, if she texts you, you are like, you have texted me.
That can surprise you by
You want to print it and hang it on the wall.
My sister used to surprise me every time. Tell me why in high school, we went to the same high school, we went Sarai girls together. Tell me why moment of silence for
Moment of silence. Now you understand where the accent is coming from.
Yeah, we get.
Hakufanya TRX. Go back to your accent. I'm gonna go back to your school. Be either one of the two.
No, please go.
I'm a Saimara.
Yeah, so
Turudishie change kuleba chapa mama Fei. Justice for Linda.
so that is how Linda is a really good friend. The more you know somebody who is that hardy to penetrate. When she opens up, she's for real, man.
Yes,
and
that's true.
And she's for keeps. But me, I love this. I always say this. in friendships, it is all good when things are fine, but when you guys have to go into arguments and into fights, it builds up your friendship. Yes. So when the friendships are all about the good times and the good speaking, but at times you argue, you disagree. Yeah. People will go without speaking for time. Me, I love this thing because it forges up friendship.
Mm-hmm. I learned this beautiful thing this week. Just building on what you just said, that there are different type of friendship, but there are these two interesting ones. There's the far-weathered friend, and there's the fair-weathered friend. Mm-hmm. A far-weathered friend is somebody who will show up during the bad times. Yes. So he's always there, and just during the bad times, and when the good times comes, he's in the background. He's not mainstream kama kawaida. And there's the fair-weathered friend who is always there during the good times, and in the bad times he's nowhere to be seen. But they are your friend nevertheless. And to be a good friend, I learned this, you have to have the two, because she spoke about vulnerability, and also you spoke about friends being born in the fire. Because I can count friends, I'm sure if something was to happen to me today, all of you will be there, and some of my friends. But there's some people who cannot count friends, who they can be vulnerable, because when you think about vulnerability, when you think about the negative. But have you ever thought of somebody we can just call and tell them, hey, I'm having a good time, without sounding like you're bragging? I've made a lot of money without that.
That's the funniest part. A lot of friends are normally when you tell them, I'm having a hard time.
I'm having a hard time.
Tell them, not talk them about the good times.
Then
all of a sudden, you're bragging.
So
it's true.
That's what I learned. It's so crazy because if I have to be vulnerable to you, then I should be vulnerable enough to tell you that I made this X amount of money, and you share my joy. I passed exam, and you share my joy, and the same when you share my pain, you share my joy. So those are two very good aspects that I think we should learn, because those are things that we never grew up knowing, and that's why I also got interested into doing this topic.
There's this type of friend now people hardly talk about. They're called ambivalent friends.
Ambiguous.
Ambivalent friends.
Take it over. That was my next. That was my next.
About ambivalent friend.
The ambivalent friend.
Exactly.
You see?
You are friends.
Let me add something before you continue. Thank you for bringing this topic of friendship. At least we get to learn and unlearn, and we learn also. And for me, I have a friend who says, "Hey, no, uze, itakwambia uze nyingi sana." Kenna tells me that most of the time, and I'm like,
And I think that's one thing I admire in this tree. Like the college, when you always doing Bible study, you always see that. And you know, vizuri, nobody is like,
that's a goal.
They are happy for you. It's an amazing thing.
No, it's true, because you never met those friends, like you're trying to share something, instead of giving you space to share, they start no, they don't shut you down directly. What they do is, they start relating their stories to the negative. So let's say like, so let's say you're like, today I'm having a bad day, so and so, this and this, what happened? Then they're like, hey, Namimi,
I had a bad.
It's funny because it seems you relate to that.
Yeah, we all relate to that.
No, his is more.
Another level.
Maybe I can just give you a rough definition of who an ambivalent friend is. The ambivalent friend has mixed feelings. You can never tell their side. You don't know if they're your friend or not. You don't know if they're on the good side or on the bad side. I want to stand like work or two, so you're never sure. They might be celebrating with you, but deep down, they are very unpredictable. They might be fun and supportive one day, then another day, missing. Yeah, they might greet you with a smile one day, give you a cold shoulder the next day. There are people like that.
Yes.
Just try to think about it. I'm sure you have them in your life. Yeah. So you see, for them, they normally hang around so that they get all the help that they need. Most of the time.
It's your turn now.
Yeah, most of the time, they're just trying to keep good relationships with you so that when they need you, you are there.
For benefits.
Yes.
Nice.
They always cancel plans last minute.
Amesema what you wanted to say.
There is a word, not just that ambivalent. There is a word for it. Yani mtu mwenye ani aoni msimamo wake. Nimesauti ya word.
So you're never sure if they're your friend. You know, let's say you're not even sure about. Let's say you might have gone out with them. You went and hung out with them, but when you went back home, you're like, mbona nilienda? Do you have such people in your life?
My exact words like, did you read my notes? I'm
No, for real, there are those, just think about it. There are those people in your life, and most of the time, I think a lot of family members are like that.
Yes. In fact, let me just declare, man. Especially your family members, when they are grown, you have to work to be their friend. They have to work to be your friend. It will not automatically be that you share the blood, so that you will become friends. No. And so, so maybe the friends that I have are not even my family members.
Yeah.
And I relate to them in a deeper point that I cannot even tell my own family. Yeah, so there are things they know than my family. That means that they are friends that stay closer than even the blood. Their bond, that type of friendship, the bond is linked to the blood. It is almost to the blood. The same way you are connected to your brother or your siblings, it's the same way your friendship has bonded. Yet you do not share the blood.
And they are favorite friend now. They're the ones with bottle up feelings. So let's say you win, you feel bad. So to your face they're like, I'm happy. Until the next win happens before theirs happens, and then now they explode.
That is enough.
And then like enough is enough. I can't take it anymore. So they ghost you, they go missing.
And some amazing you had the exact same ones I had. Maybe we watched the same podcast because I was watching
It's related, like Promise. I
watched
haven't watched it this week though.
But it's
I love podcasts.
I love podcasts also.
Oh.
And I was watching it's related, I promise. And they were speaking about this ambivalent friend. And one thing Sharon said,
You were talking about friendship, there's something that connects you. Now, you are now getting into.
Yes.
So there's one thing Sharon said. She's one that's the host. Yeah. They are like apps that run in the background.
That draining your
energy, but
you never realize.
Yeah, you'll never realize until like join in a run to the labs na running to go background. You're like, it's just there. But you can get Simona
between us so.
And he shared one point and he said, if you have done with such friends, like friends who will go out and you umefika up and then when you come back home you're like was it fun? Was I pushing too hard to be their friend?
Like when instead of going home being fulfilled, you start thinking twice about that hangout.
Yeah, and
it's the ones that give you backhanded compliments.
Yes.
You know, how do you give backhanded compliments? You know those compliments that are not compliments.
We are there for you.
No, kuna ile. You're too beautiful for a black girl.
Yeah, so
It is thinking.
calories.
No, as you look at it that way. Like it's a compliment, but it's not a compliment.
Yeah.
You can't tell where you stand.
Yes. Those ones.
And she shared and she said, if you have such friends, then it's good to cut them off a bit.
Actually,
And
I'd rather you don't have them. I'd rather you
Yeah.
have enemies and friends than ambivalent ones.
yeah, they are more toxic than, because the moment you realize that they are not really your friends, then it will have drained so much from you.
Yeah.
Until you are-
And then also even the time they're with you, you don't know that wanakupimia. Yeah. You're not sure which season of your life they're in. So probably you're there out of the goodness of your heart. For them, it's a different thing.
So,
That
as we are here, have you ever been to an ambivalent friend to somebody? Or
Yeah,
somebody
no.
has ever been to you?
Yes, somebody has ever been an ambivalent friend to me. Yet I gave them my all.
Okay,
Yes,
for
then-
me,
Pour you out. Pour you out.
You know,
This is a safe space.
you consider someone, you give, you know when I'm a different person. When you're my friend, I go all in.
Yeah.
There's no nusu mkate. It is all in. So I was all in, and I knew, you know, it reaches a place where you even know the birthdays of the siblings of this person, not just the persons, but you are born to the extra.
You will have to explain, yeah?
I know the person.
If you're watching, better start running.
This is really hurting. This is really, when I befriend somebody, I do it with an intention of being there forever, of not living in between. That's why I say if somebody left, they were not your friend. And so you find that you go all in, and this person, well, you know you will not realize. You will consider yourself so much friendly to this person. But when the things start coming out, you will start realizing. I did not call them for 1 month.
And they did not
They did not call. What was happening? I thought we were friends. So it reached a point that it will go until 6 months. Oh, and I said no, it has gone. And so if I was not putting in, then they were not doing anything. And so they didn't even. I was shocked. They didn't even know my last name. And so it's so painful to have such a friend.
Yeah.
And they will know everything about you. Will know everything about their life, but they know few things. They just, oh, how is your mother? Oh, your mother is okay. Okay, your mother is fine, but they don't even know the name of your mother.
They're info.
And so I realized it is that kind. That I didn't know.
there's something called breadcrumbing in relationships.
Okay.
Now we have experts. No matter
You started with food,
So yeah.
No, but before I knew that, Linda had asked, have you ever been an ambivalent friend before?
Yes.
Personally, I have. To someone when I realized they were ambivalent to me.
Oh.
Yeah, for me when I realized they were. So if I
I
like,
think that is a waste of time.
yeah, no, the thing is,
Friendship.
you know, the other people are just trying to be nice to. Okay, sorry, for me at times letting down people is hard.
Yeah.
At times
Finish.
letting down, yeah, some people. For relationships, okay, sorry, for relationships, letting down is very easy.
Yes.
But not for friendships.
Friends. It's not.
It's
like-
very hard. So for me, if I realize you're ambivalent, we shall ride that wave together.
Yes, be.
Wise words.
Has someone been to me? You know me, funnily enough,
Oh.
as we're talking about friendships, I have avoided friends. Females from my life. Okay, I love being a loner, by the way. I was always alone. That's why I used to tell Ken I would never believe that. Me, when I had questions, I would come to clubs. Then they say yes, I'll go with that. They say no. So I don't really think so. I've started making friends, I think, really when I got in campus.
So what happened for you to avoid friendships? Did you go through something traumatic?
PTSD. Free therapy session.
Sometimes it is just your nature.
No.
It's something that
I
changes
realized
that.
it's not my
Let
nature.
me tell you, humans, I love
It's
you're
love.
a result of everything that happens to you.
So there must, sometimes there things that happen to you without knowing that they
Yeah, subconsciously.
Yeah.
You see the way, let's use like domestic violence. You see the way mothers normally say, I'm staying for my kids,
Yes, yes.
Then one day you're wondering why you have an angry child and you don't know where it's come from.
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
I think I'll really sit down to find the source, but I was that person who, if I really want to see that you're coming close, I would run away. Because I was like,
You will leave it.
yeah, I had that fear of having a friend, so I think I really don't think so.
What's your relationship with your dad like?
My dad.
That is.
My dad ran away. He never wanted to show.
You have hit a
No, sorry, I did not know she just
Yeah,
answered it.
but you asked a very good question. Yeah, that from there.
Yeah, so I think in the place of growing up with my mom,
So she's always.
she always saw the fault of my dad leaving was mine.
Let me tell you, so one thing, as you become an adult, you have to take accountability for your own life, for your own happiness, and for your own state of mind. So the best you can do for yourself is start unlearning. Yeah. Heal you, heal the inner child, heal the inner
Write it
vision.
down.
But I have unlearned a lot of things.
Yeah.
I have really taken space to unlearn a lot of things because I was learning that one day I was gonna be a mom, someone's wife, someone's friend, and I really got to be accountable. Yeah, so I think that's why today I have friends, because I realized I cannot do this life alone.
Alone.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I cannot be an island.
That's good.
And if there was some part of my life I felt like if I could find my dad today, I think I would really beat him when we have. But nowadays I'm like, it was his decision.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a better father to my kids.
Yes. And also just think about it this way. Our parents did the best that they could
Yes.
with the information they had and at their own circumstances. So don't carry their own don't carry their crosses. So it's upon you to heal yourself, be a better you for you. Whatever happened, let it be. Let it be. Just have more grace. Because also remember, there are also adults who had kids. Remember nowadays we make conscious decisions to have kids and be parents. In that other time, there was no such freedom. You were doing what is expected of you by the society.
Yeah.
So that up to date, you do know that people who do not even like their own kids, because they were having kids simply because the society wanted them to have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think forgiveness goes a long way.
Yes, Gerald.
The moderators change. Powers taken.
You've taken
Have you ever-
a lot of experiences.
He forgets his own experience. He forgot his own.
Now let's have to pick one.
We are asking if you have ever had
Or if you've ever been
or ever had.
an ambivalent friend.
I think the first guys, I realized they were very ambivalent.
What did they do? Yeah.
I think it's the same situation whereby a friend reached out to
The
while
home
I was
takers.
some senior. But then, a scenario, normally it happens that you're the one more like investing. And then something new also mentioned here, no, it was Kena. Iko piga simu imeisha, si ndio? Simu imeisha. Sasa hii simu wewe ndio unapigana. Lakini wengine signal no signal. Oh, sorry, for to speak
For our international audience. Yeah, that's the only German we know. And 60,000. Danke.
Wewe unazijua zote.
Najalipa fee, it's not fair. Unapoanza kulipa la fee, anakufundisha bure.
In fact, let me just catch. Unaona kitambo. That's why I was saying time. If you have ukikuwa na mtu, hii ni mpaka kama bado niko primary. I had a friend. Unaona hii word yenye tuko na hii word yenye watu na Bible. So close mpaka kwa word.
Primary.
Primary.
Si tulikuwa tunadiscuss. Tulikuwa tunadiscuss machache.
Na tuli lose contact hivyo hadi wa leo tujakutana. Story ni zile story za post election violence. When tensions are there, mpaka zile tunapigana bai, lakini sasa hizo time baada tulikuwa tunafikiria tunafaa kuchukua simu, sababu pia simu hazikuwa kama siku hizi watoto wako tunazo. So ilikuwa sasa bye bye. Sasa tumeshajuana ile mpaka nimejua bro, you know, ukishatokea friend unaanza kujua watu wenyewe.
So family becomes your friend.
So from there, I've never found tuseme ule jamaa mwenye a stable person mwenye ame qualified kuwa to that level. Na umejua ile yenye I don't know whether watu wanakwambia tuna wisdom. Ile yenye mnaweza kata kuja advice. Ile situation yenye hata we had a time whereby hizo msimame when someone loses someone close to them.
Yes.
Na alipanga na hiyo yeye alikuwa sasa blessed na that yeye anakuanga mchukua amejua comfort wake. During that time kama kama tuko for was it class 4? Such a class. So I say that ile tulikuwa tunapatiana sisi wote. Sasa ndio sasa tuko tunafika ile stage of life whereby what are we doing kama size yenye in terms of people working. Sasa hizo kwa parents were dealing with hizo kukulisha kufanya nini, but ule mtenye where you reflect one another in terms of what you give them. So anaweza leta hii upya leta hii. So kama ni class work mimi mwenyewe sikonga ile za my job zile za juu, but pia nilikuwa blessed in that side, but sasa we didn't friendship at least. So to that level. So nikipeleka mbele forward,
Fast forward.
yes, nikikuja kwa this type of friends, I found out that hapa mimi nilikuwa napatiana sana. People don't necessarily relationships and about hizo za nini, but sasa in terms if you're looking at it at friendships, you know, yeah, I found out that now hapa imefika point where now I'm just giving. And I found that money hakuja pesa mashini in Africa, but there's always ile time when you need how can I say it, an agency comes up whereby to show up. Sasa so from those ones hapo ndo nilitap on nikarealize yenyewe saa zingine huku napatiana, but I think I don't know if I can say, yeah, I can say it is God, because it is, I've found out that I've gone through those scenarios twice. Twice where I realized that kumbe huku pia based on the first experience hapa pia with ambivalent hapa nimefika
Too ambivalent.
too ambivalent. So from the first experience labda unabaki na another form hii labda more close, you know, that's why I was asking you, you're saying your friends what level of friendship are you talking about? Because I know when I reach out to you, this there's something that we share that will make me nitoke hapa nifanye this is the very minimum basis. So when I realized for the second also, you reach out, you see people share. Are you human beings naturally? Hata kama unatakuwa peke yako, we are social beings. You need to, kama utapata binadamu, you reach the news.
Yes, of course.
That is very true.
You reach the news very soon for very weird reasons. So I think two circumstances you mentioned, but in such a scenario whereby ambivalent friends. Now, here feeling, it becomes more deeper. Because we really thought that he trusted as a figure. Really, kumbe, it is not really shared. Living karibu sana. And you find that you're giving. So, as time has gone by, unajipata tu una backtrack. Normally, sipedangi violence. Ile wachana ki-violently. So, ukisema ambivalent, sasa tunaanza, I start now measuring. Penye unafika, ndio pia mimi nafika, tunasimama, and then it just dissolves naturally, and we find ourselves just watering niaje. We are not back at niaje, unafika huku, inaisha hapo, sasa tunadagi huku tena. Sasa niaje, we are on our way. Kwa inanyesha no longer.
Jua iko.
So, that is what I can say to you. As in discovering whether I am ambivalent is very tricky because hata sikuwahi ambivalent, sikuwahi waambia ati wako ambivalent. Labda there is something they invested in me and they never saw me. You know, so again, they come as friends. Normally they look for you. So sometimes when you see people not looking for you, it means there's that importance. So that thing that relates to them.
But your phone works 2 ways.
Yes.
You can also reach out. Reaching out.
Yes. It happens. But you can't always be the commander in reaching out. So,
but also, there's one thing we have to consider.
Yes.
In adulthood, a lot of things happen. Things happen to people. So you might think someone is silent, they're not reaching out, they're not being your friend, but maybe they're going through something that they cannot even talk about. They cannot even explain. So at what point do you think that this is not your friend, they're being ambivalent?
Then even in fact, if they cannot even share, they can't share anything.
That's not it. There are things that might hit you that you might not even be able to tell your friend.
No,
I'm on a side for you.
No, because let me tell you, let's say something like, let me use an example of motherhood. I'm not a mother yet, but one thing I know for sure, at some point, when people like after giving birth, that's the first, postpartum. Yes, yes. So like right after giving birth, there are some people who might go through a depressive state, then depression. So imagine they're having a kid that time, they're depressed, then they don't even know themselves, their hormones are everywhere. In that moment in time, they're not stopped being your friend, but they're going through things. At times they don't even know how to reach out. At the same time, life might be happening to you as well. You might be, let's say, probably you're going through grief. In that moment in time, will you consider them a bad friend?
But first of all, if you guys are friends, if you're my friend, I would know if you're grieving.
Yeah.
I'll be there for you. Because if you're pregnant, I will already know. 9 months is enough for me to know that you're pregnant.
That's fine, Linda. Look at it this way. It's fine, I knew you're pregnant. I've supported you through your pregnancy. But then remember, the moment you gave birth, something happened to you, your life totally changed. And then at the same time, I experienced grief. In that moment,
the reason I'm saying I'm with her is because I realized that there's some people who are going through hard stuff and they do not know how to reach out because they also do not understand what they're going through.
Yes.
So you can't expect them to reach out at any time your friend is going through dark moments in their life, they should always reach out. And sometimes their mind is trying to comprehend what is going on.
The first person, the safe space that they should have first of all is you.
But they should not even share if you do not understand what is going on.
At times you go through things even yourself. You are
trying to process.
Look at this guy. There's this guy who committed suicide. He used to work. There's this show. There's this lady called Ellen. The guy used to work with Ellen. That was the most happy person ever. The happiest. So if you're like truly yes, you're her friend, you know there's something called functional depression. That person will have everything in their lives done. You know there's depression when you're too high, cool, find anything. This one no, they accomplish all their goals too. All of them. Such a person, and you'll be there with them accomplishing all their goals with them, and you'll be happy with them, and you'll never realize that person is depressed.
Then
You
I
don't
think
realize
I will
when
not,
they
I will
You
not
know,
be
for-
that person's
then we do
friend.
not know the meaning
Yeah,
of friendship.
No,
Because for
guys.
friendship,
No,
we will be
guys.
able to ask you, how are you, Mildred?
Not even,
How are
no,
you
not
doing?
even asking.
Because
Not even asking.
No.
If I know let's take an example for Linda. You know, there are times Linda aongei ama saa zingine akuli. And why would I know that akuli? Hajaniambia bigangi, na anaenda tu kazi kila siku, hajanipigia, hajaniambia akulani. But I will just know that I will feel, I will have the urge even to go visit her. Without even her telling me. That is the level of friendship.
So what
Then
if-
that should not be the level, because I think the way
Yeah.
you said, there are different levels to friendship. There's us who are trying to start up. There are us who are reached there.
Yeah.
Where you
So
have a
the
connection.
thing that you're
Yeah.
saying that if this person really had a friend, they will know.
No.
what they are doing.
No, let me give you a
no,
scenario.
Understand this.
Should I set up
Even
a scenario?
his own wife
Does not know.
did not even understand that their husband was depressed.
You have
And
friends.
yet they were the happiest people ever.
Let
That's
your
what-
wife sometimes
But are you
is not-
getting, no, but are you getting my point? No, they're actually very good friends
Yeah.
with their wife. That's the thing.
So let me give a scenario.
then we are
But
not,
before
we are
you
not
give us a
true to
scenario,
themselves.
you
We are
do
not
not-
true to
yeah.
themselves.
No,
They are not true. They are true to themselves. Let me
They
tell you.
are.
There are some things that you will take time to understand.
Even
They are
yourself.
even yourself.
But you see, Eugene, I would like to say, even as you're taking time to understand, because I'm your friend, you can be able to tell me. I'm not in the
No, Vivian,
I'm
No,
not
that's-
in the friend
but-
space right now.
But no,
and you're my friend.
understand one thing he's saying. At times something has happened to me so shocking, I don't understand it. So I will still be functioning as the normal Millie you know. You will talk to me fine, I'll talk to you, I'll go to work, everything we do, we'll still do them together. But then one day my brain snaps. I'm like, nimefika mwisho. Utakuja umenipata niko hapa nimehang kwa kamba. And then
Let's talk about, I think I had the experience of losing my mom. So, and that is not something I can understand. And I cannot say that this is something I can understand or explain to somebody. But you know, I had friends who just came and be there.
yeah.
And you know, after even burying them, it doesn't mean it ends there
Yeah.
after burial. It will come. Grief doesn't end immediately. There are moments that it just snaps. And it doesn't mean that at that somebody to talk again.
It's okay.
The reason
And oh, sorry, continue.
the reason I was saying that is because let's take an example where you're going through a dark phase in your life. You are not with this person. When I'm with you, it's easy to know you're going through something. When we are a bit away, let's say I'm studying in UK.
Yeah.
Pray for me, I'm studying in
Amen.
UK. I'm studying, I'm getting my A's in UK. I'm making life.
Yeah, you're in New
I'm
Jersey.
blowing up in UK.
You're in New Jersey.
Has someone gotten a lot of places like
No. He's at the university down the street, guys.
Yeah, in
It's
UK.
snowing. It's snowing.
Yeah, it's snowing in UK, by the way. And I have a friend in Kenya,
Yeah.
and I go through a dark phase in my life.
Mm.
I do not understand it. I'm still in shock.
And your environment is different.
It's different, yeah. So our brains work differently. That when we are in shock, then it does not function as normal. It does not tell me, oh, you're supposed to call Linda, she's your friend. Because I'm still trying to process this thing.
Yeah.
When in shock, you'll miss even the simplest thing that you normally do. So you do not even cross your mind that I have a friend I should call. So I'm still in that moment.
No, let's
And you are-
first of all.
And you are there.
One thing
And
I
the
was
last time we
saying-
spoke, we were okay. And then you know that I'm okay, but me, I'm going through a dark phase. So when I do not reach out for a while, I'm trying to understand it. That's what brought up this conversation.
Let me tell you, Eugene.
Let me finish first and then you go.
Okay.
So I do not reach out to you because I'm still trying to process what is going on around me and my environment and all that stuff. And then you are here and then you're like, Eugene hajanipigia for long. That's what
Yes.
brought up this conversation. Somebody not reaching out
Yeah.
because and then you cut them off because you thought that they are an ambivalent friends. Maybe they are going through some phase in their
Or if they were an ambivalent,
Yeah.
then it's
No,
okay.
it's
They
not
were-
about
they were
reaching out
two
to
friends.
Eugene. It's not about you reaching out. Because if you're friends, if I see you've been quiet, I will reach out to you.
That's what you're speaking
But
about.
our issue,
That's what you're speaking
but here's our
about.
point. You will still reach out, and I will still talk to you as if everything is fine. Are you getting my point? No.
Okay.
Get me.
I get you.
And it's not because you're not my friend. You are my friend. You actually understand me. But look at it this way. Personally, Pengini, what is happening to me, I've not even like fully understood what's going on. I'm not even able to share because my mind hasn't completely processed it.
You know,
Like what? Like
you
the
know
what
what?
is the
You don't
example?
even have to understand
Yeah.
situations. Life is very spiritual, and you know, the enemy always keep you to be away from people
Yes.
most of the time.
Yes.
Even if you go through things, itakwambia tu, don't call them, don't reach out to them, don't go to these things. The
Just
enemy
seclude
will always
yourself.
be wanting you to be secluded from people, and that is what we need to always put in our minds. Anytime you go through a situation, there is always something that will only tell you, don't pick that call,
Yeah.
don't do this, don't answer that text, because that is how the enemy works.
I think we all agree at some point because I'm still in UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no
I'm
way.
still-
Yeah.
Let's create that environment
Yeah.
in UK. And then I did not call you for a while. Then if you're friends, then you call me, then you should not be worried that I didn't reach out. You should be able to, I think that's my final point on this, was to be my final point on this one. Let me just finish this. I did not reach out for a while. Then you should not just stop there because I did not reach out.
Yes.
Try to find out, because what you said, it's a two traffic way.
Yes.
So if I did not reach out, then please do.
Yes.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Because if you, even if because let's say Eugene, you're my friend, and then you will tell, maybe you haven't understood whatever you're going through, and then I will ask you, how are you? And then you'll be like, I'm
I'm
fine.
fine.
And then like, because I keep on talking to you, I know how you respond. So I'll be like, uko sawa kweli? Because yes, utaniambia tu normally,
But
you're
if I
fine, but
manage to convince you that Niko sawa.
I keep on asking.
Okay,
Then in
for
fact-
instance, myself,
Because-
I'm your sister.
Yes.
We are friends. Whenever I tell you Niko sawa, do you normally believe that
Because
Niko sawa?
there are times I know that you're not fine. And then I keep on insisting, but you will tell me you're just fine.
Yeah.
And then I'll walk out of that call knowing that you've told me you're fine, but I know at the back of my mind that you're not fine. By the fact that you cannot explain to me, but I've walked out knowing that you're not okay.
So what do you do?
So I will this is what it brings us to.
No, wait.
Friendship
Mr. Cameraman has something.
Okay.
Yeah, he's saying.
Cameraman Freddy, big up Freddy.
So let's say we are all friends. We can have like similar spiritual journeys. Yes, we are friends spiritually as well. We are connected spiritually. However, you see now, because we know each other in this environment and probably outside, you do not know each and everything about your friend. Do you know that?
Yes.
You might not know everything about
Yes.
Linda, you might not know everything about Kenna, right?
Not you might, we do
We
not
actually
know.
don't know
Yes.
everything about them. So let's say you're going through something. Let's say I consider you my friend 100%. But you know, because there are those things that you do not know about me and there are things I do not know about you. And I feel like in that moment there's something I'm going through and I'm sure you might not understand.